At the turn of the 21st century, immigration to Portugal acquired new features and greater diversity. These changes meant new challenges for integration policy, making it necessary to create innovative programs to respond to the needs of immigrants and of Portuguese government services. Among various initiatives aiming to promote better integration service provision to immigrants, the National Immigrant Support Centres, the CNAIs, were created. These centres took their inspiration from the model of citizens' shop that function in Portugal, where all government services servicing citizens are accessible in one building. Implemented by the High Commission for Immigration and Intercultural Dialogue, the first branches of the National Immigrant Support Centre were officially opened in Porto and Lisbon in 2004. Since then, immigrants have found all of the services that they need in one single place, allowing for greater speed in the resolution of their integration procedures. At the CNAIs, various organizations are concentrated in one location to facilitate access and provide more comfort and speed for clients. This is one single space that combines various institutions and services related to immigration integration. Mission. The CNAI's mission is to contribute to improving the lives of immigrant citizens, helping to simplify bureaucracy and overcome linguistic barriers, working towards the complete and effective integration of immigrants in Portugal. Services. At the CNAI, branches of various government agencies are combined in the same space, such as the Foreigners and Border Service, responsible for permit renewal procedures, the Working Conditions Authority, a service branch of Social Security where it is possible to register and to clarify questions in relation to rights and duties in Portugal, an extension of the Central Registry Office responsible for procedures of granting Portuguese citizenship, a branch of the Ministry of Health, the presence of which has facilitated immigrant citizens' access to healthcare, and a branch of the Ministry of Education which provides information on education for minors and adults. In order to respond to the various needs of immigrants, there are also specialized support offices at the CNAIs created by acidi. The Welcoming and Sorting Office makes a precise diagnosis of the situation of each client, and a computer case file is created in which documents are digitalized. This is how the client is directed to the appropriate office. The Legal Support Office provides a free information advice, referral and mediation service in the legal area. The Family Reunification Support Office provides information and follows processes for immigrants who wish to bring their family to Portugal. The Social Support Office acts as a bridge between public and private organizations in order to provide responses to problems of poverty, exclusion and homelessness. It also cooperates with the International Organization for Migration to facilitate the voluntary return of immigrants to their country of origin. The Employment Support Office, working in partnership with the job centres, matches the proposals of those who are offering and those who are seeking employment. There is also a support service for immigrant entrepreneurship, which guides immigrants in the definition of entrepreneurial strategies. The Housing Support Office provides help in looking for housing for rent or purchase and accompanies social housing processes. The Immigrant Consumer Support Office provides legal advice and refers the client to an organization that will provide a response to their problems. Mediators. Representing a linguistic and cultural bridge between public administration and immigrants, clients are attended at centres by cultural mediators of diverse origins, who provide services in 12 different languages and dialects. The mediators are an important feature of the welcome offered, both because they speak the same language and because of their cultural proximity to immigrants, or because they have lived through similar migratory experiences.
Пам'ятайте, ми тут для того, щоб допомагати вам. Orientamos-lhe em própria língua, para poder resolver os problemas.
Não operar na CNAI.
Juntos na diversidade.
Innovations. Since its creation, many innovations have been introduced in the services provided in order to guarantee greater satisfaction for the immigrants who seek the services of the CNAI. One of these is the telephone appointment service, which allows immigrant citizens to visit at an appointed date with reduced waiting times. The common computer system used by the CNAI also deserves particular mention. It facilitates the management in the digital format of all information relating to each immigrant. Therefore, when someone calls the SOS immigrant phone line, they can also receive information on the progress of their procedures. Clients can wait their turn in the waiting room, where they will find at their disposal a branch of a bank especially designed for the needs of immigrant citizens. A children's room where the smallest visitors can play in safety while their parents use the services of the CNAI. There is also an information and exhibition room, a selection of immigrant newspapers available, as well as the CNAI newspaper, which provides up-to-date information on the services provided by the centres. CNAI outreach activities. The CNAI also has a telephone translation service for anyone who does not speak Portuguese, and for Portuguese service providers who need to communicate with them. In the form of a conference call, this service puts services, translators and immigrants in simultaneous contact with more than 60 languages available. The Lisbon CNAI has had outreach teams since 2006 who travel to the neighbourhoods and institutions, presenting and clarifying questions about integration policy in Portugal. In order to achieve greater cultural proximity with the population groups, the outreach teams comprise cultural mediators who widen the reach of information services and the CNAI service. Where there is a need for immediate and personalized responses, acidi provides the SOS immigrant phone line. This is a telephone service in various languages providing general information on the topic of immigration to immigrants, associations, companies and public administration agencies. CLAIs. As a complement to the CNAIs, there is also a network of local immigrant integration support centres with branches throughout the country. The CLAIs are based on partnership between acidi and local authorities on civil society organisations. They are centres of information and support that seek to assist in the issues and the problems presented by immigrants in their everyday lives. Thanks to this partnership, the CLAI network has over 80 centres covering more than 70 municipalities, involving close to 100 partner institutions and with the support of around 130 staff in the field. Present in all the municipalities of continental Portugal and the Azores, the services of the CLAI network deal with an average of 4,800 service users per month and are responsible for the implementation of numerous local activities to promote immigrant integration. One-stop shop. With the evolution in services provided, the CNAIs have already dealt with 1,690,000 users since their opening in March 2004, corresponding to an average of 1,200 service users per day. Recognizing the role of their centres, this project received the Best Practices in the Public Sector Award in 2004-2005 in the category of customer service and has been referenced as an example by the international community. The CNAI was highlighted as an example of best practice in the first edition of the Handbook on Integration produced by the European Commission. Immigrant integration policies in Portugal were recognized in 2007 in the Migrant Integration Policy Index. Among the 28 countries analyzed, Portugal was considered the country with the second highest rating in terms of immigrant integration policy. The model of service provision to immigrants in one single space, the one-stop shop model, was recommended in 2005 by the European Commission's Common Agenda for Integration. In this context and drawing on the Portuguese experience with the CNAI, Portugal coordinated a pilot project on the viability of the implementation of the one-stop shop in the various member states with European Commission funding under the INTI program. The one-stop shop seeks to combine all of the institutions involved in the integration process with a view to fight linguistic, bureaucratic and cultural difficulties that hinder the full integration of immigrants and their active participation in the definition and implementation of integration policies in the European Union. One of the final outcomes of this year and a half of work by a network of partners coordinated by acidi and with representatives from various member states, Portugal, Greece, Italy, Germany, Spain, the Netherlands and Ireland, was the handbook on how to implement a one-stop shop for Immigrant Integration, available on www.oss.inti.acidi.gov.pt. The handbook is available in Portuguese, English, Spanish, Greek, Italian and German.